link global connection. Okay, today we're going to start. We're going to start. We have nearly 40 people. So I think that all the other will join us very, very, very easy. Today we have as I told to some of you that we have been small talking before. You can say hi on the chat. We're going to take a look on the chat. Here today we have 3 rare occasions. First, the rare occasion to see Hoshin in action. This is not something that it's easy to see, and we're going to see this morning. Second is the people. Here we have the real people. Here we have Eli. Eli is, let's say, the continuous improvement manager, and the excellent manager is the really person that oils all the gears to make these things working. Usually it's the people behind the scene that helps all the teams to progress, to work, to push, that makes sometimes some dirty job on that. And Eli is a good friend. And Eli is a very good skier also. So Eli is a lot of things. So thank you, Eli, for being here this morning. And other characters that it's going to appear during this morning that probably you will like a lot. Elix is a super big company. And Elix has a super big site. Probably you're going to see. I told them, you have a lot of pipes. Show the pipes. So how complex is this place? Not how easy it is to do things. Because sometimes when we explain, things seems very, very easy. But it isn't. For sure, it is. Okay, so thank you for being here this morning, Eli. And I'm going to give the word to you. I'm going to prepare the slides for you. I'm going to be your bachelor this morning.
So first of all, thank you, Oriol, for inviting us here to share our experience. So as Oriol said, we're going to explain how we use Hoshin in our company. But first of all, I thought I'd give a quick introduction to our company and what we do. So we are a global provider of ABS solutions. So we produce ABS, which is a copolymer made from acrylonitrile, butadiene, styrene, and SAN, which is another copolymer, which is an intermediate in the process. And we strive to be best in class in our industry, which means in these volatile times that it's very important for us to be resilient and agile. We're located in Tarragona, in Spain, in one of the largest petrochemical hubs in the southern Europe. So this is great for us as it allows us to create synergies with other companies so that we can be speedy and flexible in giving response to our customers. And we operate in over 40 companies, in 40 countries throughout the world. So we have over 45 years experience in the industry. We started out as a production plant, a part of Bayer, and obviously over the years there's been quite a few changes. And as of 2009, we're part of Sinochem, which is one of the largest chemical companies in the world. So as I said, we strive in our business, because as an international business, to provide value along the chain, right from the purchasing of raw materials through the development of new solutions, production, onto sales and distribution, to put that value in every single step. And obviously, as Oriol said, we operate with a high level of technical complexity. So it's key for us also to be able to, in these volatile times, to change direction so that we can give the first response and be the first to arrive to give them what the customer wants. So that's why.
And let me say, Eli, what do you think? It's very important. So now we're going to see how to deploy a strategy in a site. It's in production, but you control everything. So from your place, your contribution is not just on the site. It's not just on production. So changing the direction, changing the strategy on the site and on the production, that is, let's say, your responsibility. But your site, it's very transversal because your company, or let's say, you control from your place the complete value chain, and this is very, very, very important.
Yeah, and that's why changing direction and changing strategies or new strategies is complicated. So a little bit of information about what we do. We provide material solutions into different industries, from healthcare to automotive to consumer products, which means we're present in everyday products, from washing machines to asthma inhalers to the toys that your children play with. So just to give you an idea of the feel for our site, we're going to play you a very short video, and then we'll start to roll out the Hoshin. So
okay, one moment. Well, I think that we have seen a lot of pipes. So we have seen really how big is Elix, and I mean the site. Thousands of pipes, so thousands of silos, thousands of really. It's a big site. I think it's something like 3 square kilometers or 4 square kilometers. Your site.
Yeah, maybe a little more. I'm not exactly sure on that, but yes. So just to finish before we go to the gemba, as maybe you start to get a feel for our company, we strive to, we strive to be the best in class, especially in service. And this constant search for perfection is part of our DNA. So we're always interested in looking for new innovative tools or techniques, such as business intelligence, CRMs, and of course, lean. Moving on from there, that's kind of what attracted us to lean. And our niche in our industry is to be this best in class in service, especially in today's volatile times. And with the help of lean, we're quite proud of the fact that in the last few years, we've never in any moment stopped supplying our customers. So, and that's been quite rare, as maybe some of you will know, but we've not stopped supplying. So enabled to do that, we need to be able to deploy changes in strategy very quickly, which, as Oriol said, can be quite complicated in our business. So our journey with lean was not really the traditional route. I know a lot of people kind of associate lean with the production plant, but we started in supply chain with the customer first. It's true, in 2009, our plant managers went to the Lean Institute. They did some courses, and coaches from the Lean Institute came to speak to our management team. And actually, the response was that it wasn't the right moment for us to implement lean, and we didn't. The culture wasn't ready. So we jumped forward to 2012. There'd been quite a few changes, and we then decided to initiate our first project based in supply chain, so on service, to improve our ordered management system, where it was a great hit. We reduced our lead times by 50% at zero cost. And that's where really our lean journey started. I'm going to jump forward through in 2019. when we became a member of Synerchain Group. So then we faced new challenges, this challenge to be leaders in the market, and we needed to deploy different strategies. And this is where we started with Hoshin Kanri.
Okay. I think that now maybe we should go to the gemba. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's time. So I'm going to pass you to my boss, Narcis Vidal, who's the Hoshin and Supply Chain Director, who uses his Hoshin. Are you there, Narcis? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I can talk about lean in Elix polymers. I have to say that in 2012, we had several meetings with Uriol in order to introduce lean. As Eli has explained it, we had a big challenge at this moment to improve our service. And yeah, we start in order to cash process. We defined together the value stream map. We defined together different A3s. And for me, it was the most amazing experience in continuous improvement that we have done in this company, because the impact that we had in the business was amazing. In just 3 months, we implemented a lot of initiatives in order to improve our lead times, in order to improve our perfect order, delivery on time, and the impact in the business was amazing. I have to say that this is maybe, for me, it was the best project in terms of resources and impact that we have done ever in this company. Okay, in any case, maybe I can explain a little bit more, because the big challenge that we had in 2019 with the new owner was, okay, now we have defined a new strategy in this company, and we don't know the way to deploy this strategy in the company, the rest of the different departments. On the other hand, we had as well a management by mission project, because we want to deploy the mission of the company to arrive to the personal mission for all the people. And we decided to mix this management by mission tool with the Hoshin tool. Maybe I can explain a little bit what we are doing now. This is the picture. In fact, now I have in my TV the process that we used to revise every month. We have a meeting with the head of the department, and we revise this process. And only with 1 hour, I can have an overview about how it's running the operations, and which is the problems, deviations, actions as well. I can explain a little bit more if you want. This is the narrow. The narrow process allows to me to follow the daily business. In my case, it's just a monthly business review. And here, each responsible has to update this graphic and explain which actions it's doing in order to, in the case that we have red color, in order to come back to the green. And here you have different pictures, and this is our value stream map in a very high level. And I have to say that in 10 minutes, we can revise how is the business running. But maybe more interesting for the strategy is this side. Here, we have, as you can see here, the missions that we have in customers, in company, in all the different stakeholders that we have identified. I will not spend time here to explain, but I can do it if you want. And then we have as well the different departments, just to have an idea, because the key topics is these black boxes, very small ones, that is the strategy. Because here we collect how many strategies, initiatives we have to integrate in our deployment. And as well, if we have problems, big problems, that we think that we have to move in our Hoshin, we as well introduce this in my Hoshin, in the Hoshin of operations. I have to say here that this management by missions allows to us to explain the reason why we are doing everything. And these strategies, these boxes, small boxes, are the key strategy lines to deploy. In this case, in terms of customers, we have to deploy our NPS, Net Promoter Score, is one KPI that is the main feedback that we have from our customers. Because NPS means if we are working well, and how the customer feel that we are working with them. This is important for us. And we had, this is one example. As you can see here, we have different initiatives, different lines, and as well, we have by month. This is a monthly review. We have small boxes with deliverables. For me, it's very difficult to overview so many initiatives, but this is why it's so important as well to allocate only initiatives. It doesn't matter if you have to make your next activity is to make a meeting or whatever. This is not important for me. For me, it's important which is the next deliverable, who is the responsible, and which is the status of this. If it's in blue, means that that is finished, or if it's in red, something is wrong. Thanks to this picture, it allows to me to focus where we have problems and not spend time if the part that is running well. Yeah, you can see the different initiatives. I don't have a lot of KPIs because here our overview is more focusing strategy. And this is part of the improvement that we have to do. It means we are trying to, in the other part, we are trying to include in the check KPIs in order to check if the actions that we have done are working as expected or not. One important example could be the NPS, could be supply chain. We are improving as well our logistics, whatever is considered is here. But the point is, now with this Hoshin, we have to move to the next level. It means we have to deploy these priorities in the next level. And to do this, the next level, in this case, for instance, supply chain, has to connect their initiatives with what they manage in the team of operations. If you want maybe just to have a better overview, we can have a look how many initiatives or which is the key initiative that we have done in order to improve our NPS. Maybe if you think that makes sense, we can connect with Esther. Esther, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, Narcis.
Maybe you can explain, if you have time,
yes,
to a little bit more about what you are doing to improve the NPS. Please, Esther.
Yeah, I can show you our Hoshin. Yeah. So as you can see, we are in our Ovella room. If we can call this an Ovella, we would like to have a real one, but this is our Ovella project. And we have here our Hoshin. Narcis was asking me about the NPS KPI, how do we manage it on our Hoshin? And you can see here that we have declined that KPI in our Hoshin as the lead time for the claim management, the lead time we have to answer to our customers. You see that in our Hoshin, I will go back now to that, but I mean, you all know how the Hoshin panel works. I mean, we have a classical panel with the plan, the KPI, the do, the OK and cow to control the activities we are doing, and the act for the quick actions we take to correct. In this case, we were speaking about this KPI, the lead time answering the claims. You see, this is something that we control because we know from feedback from our customers that this is important for the NPS, and they are very concerned about the lead time we take to answer. And we saw that it was not working well. You see this red here that was coming from the previous year. So that led us to make an A3 that you can see here now in the checkbox in the OK, because we did an A3 that led us to reduce the lead times by 50%, which was a very good result. But for me, the most important thing is not only that, but all the process we went through the A3. It was a very important A3 we conducted at the beginning of the year. And it was important because we did another one on A3 6 years ago. You remember, Narcis, it took us 1.5 years of meetings. It was very complex, it was very long, and the results were there, but they were very poor. We used the lessons we learned at that time, and we were very focused. We divided the problem and we concentrated only on solving the lead time issue. We also divided the team. So we said, okay, the team maximum should be 5 people. So we were 4 from different departments working together to work on the lead time. And then if necessary, we were making somebody come into the room just to speak about something that was not exactly the point on that meeting. Then we had a coach. So Ellie, that is listening to me, that you have met already, was doing the coaching. She was doing the kata weekly, so we could readdress when we were not focusing on the issue. Then the team was very involved, and she was preventing us to go to the solution, which we are doing less and less with the practice, but it was very usual at the beginning. And then finally, we got to a consensus. We have a monthly meeting with all the people involved, and the results are there. Now you see that everything is green, and we are controlling it very good monthly. So we do our Hoshin meetings with the team monthly. We review the KPIs at least twice per year. We also review them when we see that there is something that is not working perfectly, or there are strategic needs that are communicated to us and we need to implement it. It has been very useful for us from a strategic point of view, because it has helped us to concentrate on what is important. So in our meetings, we always say at the end of the meetings, okay, what are your 3 main problems? This, and this. Are they connected to the strategy? Yes or no? And if they are not connected to the strategy, we may elevate the question and work on them or not. And if they are not connected to the strategy and they are really a problem, we try to find solutions. But sometimes we are worried by things that are not relevant. So thanks to the Hoshin, we are able to discard them and let them for the future. This is what we have in the backlog, for example, that we know that there are initiatives that are important for the company, but they are not connected to the strategy right now, and then we are waiting to have more time to deal with them. But now that we are in our Oveja room, I would also show you another thing we do that I think is important for the operation. So here you see our value stream map that we check at least once per year. We do all the different checkpoints, and we change the things that we have automated or the processes we have changed. And then based on that, we have defined what we call flechas, arrows, that are our day-to-day check. But maybe for that, it would be better to go to the gemba and see how the team is doing that, because they will explain you much better than I. So if you follow me, we will go and see if they are still in the meeting, and they can explain us how do they do.
This is excellent, Ellie. So we have seen how the leader deploy the strategy, okay, with the main roads, with the main points, with the main structure. How it's deployed to smaller projects. We have seen in a second stage how the department do. And now we're going to.
Still in the meeting, I am not calling anybody else.
Thank you, Esther. To the real gemba. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, we are. Okay, I am here with, there was the Lean Global Symposium meeting with Rol and so on. I was explaining the Hoshin and the value, and I thought it would be better that you explain them what do we do with the flecha.
So as you know, we are doing the daily meeting online as we work on the Mismo since the pandemic, and it allows us to do it with the whole team, no matter if we are working here in the company or remotely at home. So we identify some main checkpoints, and we check daily if there are in the values that we define, and if not, we put it in orange or red-orange, and then we can work with these data. And also important, we have here also the job instruction, and we can check if the data are corrected when checked.
Yeah, that was very important, because at the beginning we saw that we were checking the flecha daily, and at some stage we saw that we were not checking exactly the same data. So we did the job instruction, and now we are sure that everybody, no matter who is doing it, is checking the same thing.
Yeah, and we have it here, then we can check it every day or every time we need. So coming back to the arrow, we have many orange data. When we have many orange data, we take some actions. For example, in this one, it was a problem with the booking done by transport companies in our warehouse. And then based on that, we did A3, and the result was APA.
Yeah, robotic process automation. That was a heavy one to learn, yes.
That is checking daily the bookings and automatically send to this transport company an email to say that you have to do the booking instead of not having the booking. Then we don't know if they are coming or not. So now you can see that really.
Here.
Yeah,
and then
now no.
It's
so you can really see an orange. That means that most probably this point is not going to be checked anymore in 2023 when we check all the arrow again and we decide which points are we going to take every day.
Thank you, Lucia. So I think that's all, Narcís. We have explained a bit what do we do monthly, what do we do weekly, how do we work. We are very happy with this because it has helped us a lot to be aligned and to improve and to have time to better serve our customers, and we think that's lean. So thank you very much, and nice to see you. We will see you soon, Oriol.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, it was excellent. So from the very top, we see the main lines where the strategy have to go, how this deploys with KPIs, where we see the gap of these KPIs and which initiatives. And here we have a smart combination with these initiatives with Agile, with the events, with the next deliveries, and then how this connect this deployment to a second level, okay, with Esther on all the customer and supply chain. And then how each of these entities goes down. And we have seen more Hoshin on the top, more strategy. And when we are approaching to the gemba, to the shop floor, we're seeing more value stream, more this arrow is what we need to flow. And this interruption is when it goes up and it goes down also with every single Hoshin. Well, we don't have too much time for questions, but I would like to invite Narcís. I think Narcís is the leader. Okay, so thank you, Narcís, for coming here again. I see a lot of pipes behind you, so you're really on the side. This is very, very important. Okay, so if any of you have any question, please, now is the moment. We have still 2 minutes to make a question. I think that, as many said in the chat, this was a very crystal clear explanation. So congratulations for the work that you have been doing. I know that this is not easy. And while people it's making maybe some questions, I have one question for you. Okay, give us a recommendation, a tip for the people, for the organizations that wants and needs to deploy a strategy. So maybe Narcís, if you can make us some tips.
Yeah, I think that to do this, the first thing is to learn about Hoshin because we have changed the model several times. I recommend to do it, let me say, to generate to the strategy. You cannot generate your strategy based on lean because continuous improvement is when you know what you want, then you can deploy. And when you have the strategy, for me, the point is to identify the KPIs, to identify your key objectives, your key drivers, and deploy and work by deliveries. Not why, which is the next action, because all the people say, I have a meeting, I have to ask to whatever. No, go by deliveries. And if you work at this and you make these monthly meetings, it's easy to manage this and it's easy to understand for the rest of the people what we wait to deploy the strategy for them. This is the way that we are using the Hoshin currently.
So big strategy, long strategy with short steps and short outcomes and short, let's say, follow-up, very close follow-up. Okay, we have one question that says, how do you handle the resistance during any new implementation? What tools did you use?
For the resistance of the culture that you want, do you mean?
Yeah.
I have to say that my team is really, they really believe on that, I have to say. The resistance was not because they don't want to use it. The resistance is because the discipline that you needed. And it's not let me say, aware about. The people comes to the meeting and they come with their problems, not with their results and the KPIs. I think that in my case, the only thing that you can do is monitorize how, let me say, how the people is working in the Hoshin. Something that we have done, or you recommend this, is to detect how many deviation by responsible we have. And if this deviation has been detected as a risk or not as a risk. And we collect this data and we collect the reason why this delivery has not been delivered. And it's Pareto, really interesting to know the reasons behind people cannot deliver. And we work on that. I think it's really good tool that Oriol proposes. And thanks to that, we have learned a lot about the reasons why we don't deliver what we expect.
Okay, and then last question, because we need to close. It says, how do you set your goals together? This is from Andy from Northern Ireland. How do you set your goals together?
Goals together, I think that we have done is first work together in the strategy, and in order that all the people understand which is the strategy. We were in 2012 one production site, and today we are a completely isolated business. And all the people has to understand, in operations, they have to understand that the target is not cost, is not just production. The target is customer satisfaction. And when all the people understand the target, it's more easy to go together.
Okay, so we are over time. It has been just in 30 minutes to compress all this presentation. I think that has been excellent to see all the work that you have been doing and that you are actually doing from the real gemba. We have this exceptional opportunity to see that. And okay, sometimes we have to say that. Congratulations for the work, for the effort, for the results, and keep fighting and keep going. So big clapping for this team, and thank you very much.
As part of our journey,
and
you were
and see you soon. Okay, and see you in half an hour. We have the closing, so now we have a lot of this, the last breakouts, the last main streaming. So take profit of the Link Global connection. So bye, see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.